I'm Maya from Maya's Bakehouse, and I did the Ballymaloe Cookery course in 2017 in January. So after Ballymaloe, I came back and I started a bun company, just making all sorts of filled buns with a bun dough that I learned on the course. And then after that, I had a baby and the pandemic started and I was at home with the baby and I was just really needed an outlet of something to do. I started making sourdough, making it every week, and then I was making so much that I needed to give it to someone, so I gave it to friends around the area. And then my friends were saying, oh, well, you need to sell this. Then, during the pandemic, I just started selling more and more, and I was making it out of my oven, one loaf at a time, so just through the night. I would wake up at midnight and bake all through the night, and it was only 10 loaves. But then, so it just took off from there through Instagram and everything. Now that I've turned my living room into a bakery and I've got the correct oven, I wake up more like 4 or 5, so it's much more manageable, just depending on how much I have to do. And I look after my kids during the week, and then on Friday I do a long day, maybe 14 hours of prep, which is what I'm doing now. I've got the dough and the buns and the sugars and all the stuff I have to make for tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'll wake up at about 4 or 5 and start shaping the buns, letting them prove. It could be 40, 50 loaves, 50 buns, 40 cookies, brownies, cheesecake. The business started in Brixton because that's where I live. So most of my customers are local, but I also have just started selling on something called the Delli App. People can order from anywhere across London, but they have to pick up from me because I only do local delivery. And then this morning, for example, I just started stocking a local cafe, dropped off loads of brownies. Tomorrow I'm going to give them some buns and cookies and stuff. But there's like lots of different things. I mean, I did a bread subscription. There was a company called Butter and Crust that started locally, and they deliver milk and butter and bread and stuff to people's doors, so I gave them some of the product for that. But mainly it's just from my house. I live right next to the park and people love walking through the park, picking up their bread and going. It's actually really nice. I've just taken 6 months off to have another baby and now I've started again doing the weekly bake, but I feel like there's more that I want to do because everything that I do from home I have to bake to order, because obviously people can't come in and peruse and see what they like. So I really want to start a small space locally. It will still have the same kind of homely feel and just be me and maybe one other person, but it would be so nice to like experiment and not just have to eat all the experiments myself, but go out and, be able to put them on the counter and stuff like that, yeah. The reason I did Ballymaloe is because I used to be in advertising and I really didn't enjoy it and I wanted to change, and so I started working in a kind of Indian fusion restaurant called Cricket, and I worked there for about a year, and one of the chefs had come from Ballymaloe and she said to me, oh, you should do this course. I was too nervous. I was like, oh, I'm not a chef, I'm like front of house. But I did it. When I was doing the course, I loved it. Was all the extra stuff. After the classes, you can do butchery or you can do filleting of fish or making some cheese, and I did all those extra things and I loved all of that stuff. Because I did the January course, it was really dark and really cold, but it was still really fun just going and like in the morning picking the vegetables in pitch black. The bread shed had only just started, so I think we did a couple of classes on just learning how to make a sourdough starter. And I really, really enjoyed it. And like I said, I really enjoyed making buns and just dough in general. If you have any interest in food or you're thinking about a change of career as well, it's a really good thing to do. My advice is to not take it too seriously. I did the course, but also there's the exams, and I know you have to get a good qualification on the exams, but I was quite focused on that. And I think you also have to just remember to have fun. You won't regret the experience because it's so nice and idyllic there. You're like in this beautiful cottages and like basically living this life that is so different to my life now, which is in London in the middle of Brixton. It's an experience in itself. Actually, I really, really enjoyed the whole thing. Wish I could do it again.